Hello, this is Michael with Iron Studio. Today I have a fun video for you. We're talking about leaving your mark in the welding field. And when I mean mark, I mean physically. We are talking about how to mark out steel, or mark on steel, not lay it out, but we have all the different options I use, and we'll even go over one option that I don't, but we'll go over that too. So the first ones that we have over here are the most common. We have the soapstone, and they come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. What I have here is pretty standard, just wide rectangular piece of soapstone. And this is great for marking hot steel, kind of just your general line. It's kind of hard to see on shiny, grounded metals. And it also doesn't stay very sharp. They do make a thin soapstone that's about half this thick. But again, it just breaks. Lots of breaking. They have round soapstone, which is good as well, but the problem is it just doesn't stay sharp very long. If you're looking for a similar looking mark, but holds up a lot better, and is a lot finer, that would be your silver streak pencil. These are another common pencil, or another common welding utensil, welding marker. You can find them at your welding supply store, the internet. These are great. These are great though. Super easy to sharpen. Even when they're starting to dull, they still give you a really good line. I don't think they stay on during the heat. Say if you're doing any kind of forging, I don't know if they stay on with the heat. I haven't done any forging in a while. But this again is great for darker metals, doesn't work very good on the lighter metals. The next thing we'll move towards is the pencil. You'd be surprised, I use this on aluminum. This is these are the same thing, but I use this on aluminum. Because it's still a pencil lead, it's just darker. So you can use it on lighter surfaces. Same thing, creates the nice straight line even when it's dull, easy to sharpen, cheap. We have here the good old Sharpie, but this one is the fine point Sharpie. They work great. The only problem is they go out fast. When you're using them, you must, and I mean must, keep that tip or the cap on and on tight. But they work great on, you can see it on dark steel, you can see it on light steel. I really liked using that on aluminum. Trying not to say again. Still trying not to say But they're good. The only thing is they don't last long, and that tip on the end just clogs. Clogs super easy. So if you're going to use them, they work great, but you're just going to fly through them. So get like a big old pack. The next best thing is, I would say these, it doesn't have to be brand specific, but I've been using Milwaukee brand Sharpies. You can use whatever Sharpie. But these just do good. They don't clog as bad because they have a bigger tip on there. And they just, again, same kind of problems. You got to keep the cap on tight. Don't run those through oil. They fade away if you put any kind of heat to it. So say you are, you're cutting this line out here on the table. You start your torch here, the line all the way up to here is just going to go away. It's just going to fade away. So do keep that in mind with those. So these are great for just general purpose marking, making lines, cutting them, trying to follow them, doing little thinner lines. What we have on the end here is some paint markers. They got a little ball in there to mix the paint, but they got a little valve on the end that actuates that lets the paint out. So this tip here, you can push it down and it lets paint out. But these are great because you can mark some dirty steel. You can mark light steel, dark steel. It doesn't matter. It's paint. It's going to go on there. The downside to it, though, is it is a very broad line. So this isn't something you're going to, follow a cut wheel with. You can, but if you're looking for something more exact, I'd definitely say go with the Silver Streak or the Sharpie, as long as that's got a good point. But yeah, great for marking bigger things or dirty things, especially, bigger dirty sections, marking things out, labeling things, Then the last thing that I don't have, that I don't use, but I know some higher end metal workers use are, what's it called? Let's go over here and look at the notes. Scribes. So what a scribe is it's just, let's just go through the drawers here. It's just like this compass here. It's just a pointy metal stick, and you just scratch the surface of the metal. You can see that through the mill scale. You can see that through a ground surface. The only thing is if you're trying to follow that with a angle grinder or a torch, when you have a hood on, you're not going to be able to see it at all. But that line is exactly where you want it, exactly where you need it. If you wanted it to stick out a little bit more, there is a couple options. You could throw paint on it and scratch it. You could throw Sharpie on it, then scratch it. You could throw, I think it's like blue dye chem on it. Throw it on there, scratch it. And you'll be able to see it a lot better. But I still think it'd be a lot harder to follow it with an angle grinder or a torch. Definitely something to use when you're drilling holes. If you're trying to get an exact hole and punch it in the exact spot you need to, that's the way to go. There it is again. We're gonna get there to where one of these videos doesn't have a million ums in them. That's about as far as I got right now. So yeah, just go over it again. You can kind of specialize in these. Soapstone is good for working with hot steel. These pencils are good for long-lasting straight lines, per se. These are great for lines that stick out, but don't particularly, the utensils themselves don't particularly last long. The paint markers, there's another The paint markers are good for heavy marking and labeling, and then the scribe is great for really, really fine marking. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put it down in the comments below. Please like, share the video. Yeah, every like, every share, every view, every subscription is highly, I thank you so much. It means a lot that you guys are actually watching this. So I'll keep trying to put out some more videos, and off we go. So thank you very much for watching.